28, right?
Hey, all, I have forgot to hit click the
27.
record button at the very beginning of this.
So let's start over.
Yeah, let's do this all over again.
Rewind it.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, Carolyn. I'd like to see that.
Do we
Yeah.
press
That's
continue?
something, out of all the pictures that
Yeah,
we've
sure.
always seen over and over again, that's fresh.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah, and it's just amazing. And then this one time, Dad goes up and he kind of flips over, kind of his body weight shifts, and he's like all crumpled, and Mom and he kind of sits up, and Mom runs over and puts her arms around him, like, "Are you okay?" And then a couple of seconds later, I think she was like on the ground or sitting on the ground or something, and he grabs her legs and starts going woo woo woo. And she's laughing, and
Put
then
something in the key there.
yeah, and I think it was Linda. She had on it probably 2 years old. What year was Linda born, Jenny? Well, same as you.
Yeah, she's 4 months younger than I am. So she was born in April of 47.
Okay, so she in this picture.
I think
So
I'm
this was
about two or three.
Yeah, so this was probably like around 1949 or so.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, and so I think it was Linda who was in like little sunsuit, and she starts crawling on Mom, and I don't know, it's very sweet. So I'll send it to you guys, and let me know if you can open it in the program that it's in.
That'd be great.
If not, I'll
Can you get
probably
it copied and send us a disc?
let me try this first.
Okay.
And if not,
I'd be glad to pay for a copy.
it's just the technology of the
You'd
time
have to
and
take it in somewhere.
yeah. If not, Jenny, what I'll try to do is upload it to YouTube.
Oh,
There you go.
And by the way, the video guy at the church, at Edmund's church, he finally sent me a USB port that had the service, the memorial on it, and I downloaded it. And so I have the link on YouTube, so you don't have to go to the church website anymore. So I'll give you guys the link to Mom's memorial.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody have a story about Mom and something that they did together that nobody knows anything about?
Lots of them. Oh, boy.
We can't.
Where do I start?
One time I was probably 13, 14, and Mom took me downtown and took me to a auto dealership down in up on Capitol Hill.
Just a second. I'm going to mute so that I can. As you're telling your story, I can tell Marion, the truth about what you're saying.
Oh, you want the decoder? You want the complex
you
decoder
subtitle
link.
this?
Oh, I was kidding.
Yeah, I sell the decoder ring for $5. So
Steve, don't interrupt him too much because he'll forget.
Tom? Oh, yeah.
Okay, Tom, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Go, go, go.
Never mind. It's too late.
Oh, come on.
Okay, next.
It took me,
Finish it.
Mom. This is a personal story of mine, and Mom.
You weren't called on. Okay.
I'm hungry.
Right,
Tom,
go
we'd
ahead
love
and
to
get
hear.
anybody- Tom.
Tom, get back here.
Mom took me downtown. I was 14, 13, and she took me to this auto showroom that had all these, Lotus, Porsches, Maseratis. Just, took me down the showroom and turned me loose. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, but I started looking at all these cars, and it was just the coolest thing. And then after about 20 minutes, went back home. So that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
thought-
it made an impression.
Well, later on, when Tommy and Tyler were young, and we had their buddies, Daniel and Brandon over, I did the same thing. I took them down to this showroom down in Capitol Hill, had them look at all these fancy cars, and the salespeople were going to go, But it was really cool. They totally enjoyed it.
Huh. It's a good story.
That's all.
Well,
Yeah.
Mom used to, when she worked down in Belltown, she had a 45-minute lunch break, and she used to come all the way home at lunch and get dinner ready and
Isn't that something?
drive
You drive
back.
all the way to Northgate and back and fix lunch or dinner or what, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my story. So when I was living with Mom, we would 2 or 3 years in a row, it seemed like we would go blueberry picking in August out to North Bend at Bybee, I think it's called Bybee Farms.
Yep.
And it was, I remember those days as very special. And, it has carried with me through the years. When Meg and I go out blueberry picking, it's usually late August, early September. And, we go to Bybee Farms occasionally. We also go up to Snohomish, but it's always blueberry picking, right? It's not raspberry picking, it's not strawberry picking, blueberry picking.
Do they still have the buckets with the strings that you wear around your neck?
Oh, yeah.
I need one of those for my harvest.
And they also have the little clips, you can put them on your waist, like your belt buckle kind of a thing. Those are more handy.
Well, I sit down and pick mine though, so I think I'd like one around my neck.
So you have 2 buckets, one to sit on and one to fill.
Why do they put them around your neck? Though it'd be like, when you get
Well,
hungry.
you put it on a string so you can just go like this.
Okay, that makes sense.
I used to do that with grandma, blueberry picking in Seattle. But with your mom, it was always the blackberries in the neighborhood. And then we'd make jam. And then I'd take that back to Toppenish with me.
Nice.
But that was when those wonderful blackberry bushes were everywhere, up and down the street.
Yeah, down the corner.
Now there's condos there.
They still have a radio station KE&E down there?
Maybe in Toppenish, but not in Tri-Cities.
No.
We always listened to KJR in Seattle.
Yeah. Remember one time I turned 12
Off anyway.
and I wanted to go make my fortune picking strawberries. So the day I turned 12, I talked Mom into taking me down to catch the bus in Lake City to take me out to the strawberry farm.
I don't think strawberries were ripe on your birthday, Tom. But
On March.
Hey.
It'd probably be
When the
pretty great.
strawberries were in season.
but go ahead.
It was
Good
a
try.
long
Yeah.
time ago.
Way
Oh,
to
there
ruin the
goes-
story.
Greg
Anyway,
again.
she took 6 o'clock in the morning out of bed, boom, down to drop me off at Lake City, off to make my fortune. And so I picked strawberries all day, and came home with all my $1.13. The last time I went strawberry.
You only went one time?
Oh,
For
that was enough.
$1.13.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Wow.
The way that I understood the story, you picked all summer long. We must have just heard the story over and over. Oh, man.
Well, so we would, we've gone down to Vegas a couple times with Barb for Super Bowl. And the first time that we went down, was kind of fun. And, Barb gambled and we gambled, and we didn't gamble as much as Barb. I knew that.
Barb
But
was working.
on the morning that we were leaving, Barb went down to the M-Life booth to see how many credits she had and what she could get for that. And they said, well, we can comp you for a night in your room. And Barb was all excited and calls me and says, you better get down here. You got to see what you can get. So I was all excited, went on down and handed them my card, and they looked at the points and they said, well, there's a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Room and you get a cup of coffee.
I think we've got differently than Barb.
That's what, that still goes on today. She gets $1,300 and Barrett gets a pizza.
We walked into the casino the other day and I'm like, I want to do that machine. So we didn't for a while, and then it was time to go, and Barrett's like, well, I'm gonna go order pizza. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go play that machine I wanted to play on the way in. And so that's the machine that I hit the jackpot on. And I texted Barrett and I said, hey, we're still at this machine. I'm waiting on my money, because they gotta go get the money from the
20,
cage.
25 minutes.
And Barrett's like, I wish I was waiting for money. He goes, I'm waiting for a pizza.
Cute.
It's kind of funny.
That's sweet.
The best time to win is when you're walking out the door.
Totally.
Hey, do you remember those times that we come over on the 4th of July, Jenny? And we have the sparklers and we'd be in back of your house there, just twirling the sparklers around, having a good old time.
You mean in Toppenish?
Yeah.
You always went to the rodeo, yeah, to see the Indians and the teepees.
I
You don't
going to
remember that part? You don't remember that?
God, I don't remember the Indians. It'll probably hit me tomorrow. But
I
do you
remember getting dilly bars every time we came to Toppenish. We'd get a bag of dilly bars.
Yeah, that was the best thing. Yeah, 13 cents.
I thought they were a dime.
I don't know.
No.
Hey, do you remember who remembers the Toppenish swimming pool?
Yeah.
There was a pool, it was about 50 feet by 30 feet. And the thing was wall to wall kids screaming and carrying on. And you had to have that little pin on your suit or you wouldn't get your clothes back.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was always watching, make sure I had to get my clothes back.
Was it your locker pin?
Yes.
Yeah, you get a basket.
Oh,
And then you put all your stuff in this basket and then they lock it up and give you this little thing that you stick on in your suit.
Speaking of dilly bars, I didn't even know what a dilly bar was until I met Barb.
You're
Really?
kidding.
Well, then I found out we have them every Friday night in Linwood.
Just right up the street there.
Yeah.
that's right.
I remember when Jenny first had a taco. When Jenny and Pat had tacos, and it's like when we came over, it's like that was the biggest thing. You took us to go get tacos.
You remember, Steve, when you had your first taste of Chinese food with the hot mustard?
Oh,
I could only imagine, but I don't remember.
We tried to warn you about the hot mustard and you wouldn't listen. And you dip that barbecue beef, barbecue pork in that hot mustard. And you could see the smoke coming out of your ears.
Well, I still like hot stuff.
Yeah. We used to sit at that little table in your kitchen. I love that table. Everybody fit around that table.
Mhm.
For some reason, you could add 3 people to your family and we still sit on that
It was
table.
like a magical
Makes
table.
sense.
Everybody
Yeah,
just-
it was,
It's like a magic table.
that was the best table.
Remember, gosh, let's see, it was called the jump up seat.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whoever sat there had to get like the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
bowl or, oh, is that where you sat, Barb?
Yes.
You're always the last one to sit down.
It's just my
And I
seat next
remember
to mom.
the rule
Yeah,
around the table was the first one's done, got to help the last one's done. So if it was a particularly good meal, we got that eaten up pretty quick.
Jump up seat.
Got to help
I remember
Mom.
Mom told you that, well, we had liver once, and she told you it was, I don't know, roast beef or something like that.
Poor Barb.
Yeah.
And then Greg, if he didn't want to eat his peas, he'd like sprinkle them around his
That's right.
plate. So it didn't look like there's very many peas.
And there wouldn't be very many around the plate.
Yeah.
Right?
My
I'd make a
favorite
little bit of
story,
mashed potatoes.
my favorite story is when Barb ran away from home. Can somebody tell that? I love that story.
Yes, I can start it.
Yeah.
Well, our friends across the street in the big brick house, Lynn Johansson said, do you want to, we're going to run away. Or I don't even know how it started, actually. I said, I'm going to run away. And I went inside the house and I said, I'm going to run away. And I need my suitcase. And I was going to get food, from the pantry. And I got some cans of food. And Carolyn said,
How old were you? How old were you?
I don't know, 5?
5? Okay.
Carolyn said, I'll help you pack.
I'll help you pack.
Hey,
Help them pack.
well, I don't know what she did. She can take it over from there, but
Well, I don't think it was only me. I think there were some brothers involved in this too.
Mom was involved too.
Well, that's pretty bad, Barb. Nobody wanted you in the house but you.
Well, we somehow found bricks.
Yeah, I don't know where we got the bricks, but they ended up in your suitcase. And then there she goes, lugging them.
12-inch by 12-inch bricks
They were.
packed in a suitcase with stuff on top of them. You guys probably laughed watching me haul that up their driveway, up their stairs into the house, up to the top bedroom. And
Well,
Lynn, I think, said, well, what is in your suitcase? It's so heavy. I'm like, clothes and food. I don't know. My family packed it. We opened it up and just take a cover of clothes off, and it's just like these stacked bricks. It's like,
Oh, God.
well, you know how their stairs go, like kind of hidden. Well, all of a sudden, there's your head, and then it's like, and then, but go down our little sidewalk. You're like,
Oh.
I'm running away. I'm running away.
oh my God, that's the best.
Best story ever.
That's cute.
yeah. I thought it was pretty
Who
fun.
put those
Everybody-
bricks
Especially
in
that
there?
your mom helped pack her.
She's like, I'm gonna teach her a lesson, huh?
It was probably her idea.
Probably.
Yeah, you were the youngest. Just like, oh yeah, let her go. we'll just make it hard for her. She'll be back.
I've been through this 4 times
Yeah.
before.
I need a good laugh today.
Yeah, you're probably right, Carolyn. You're probably right.
I remember Mom and Barb and I were working out in the kind of backyard, side yard, and Barb found some mushrooms and she ate them.
Oh God.
That sounds like Barb.
It's like, what are these? You're probably 4,
Oh, how scary.
5, whatever. So we were a 1-car family at that time, and so Mom's freaking out, and she's like, Carolyn, go find a neighbor with a car. We have to take Barb to the hospital. And I'm like, Johansson's aren't home, DeHart's aren't home. It's like, so I went up to Mr. Almond's house up the driveway, and he doesn't speak English. He's Swedish. And I'm like, emergency, keep driving, hospital. And he's like, oh. And so he brings his car down the driveway, and we throw Barb in the car, and so Mom and I and Barb are back there, and Mr. Almond's driving, and he's like opening his window, driving up Meridian. It's like, emergency, emergency, emergency. We get up there. I think you had to have your stomach pumped
That's when I went through the glass door. I was chasing you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that happened when you went through the glass door.
Well,
Yeah.
that was a different time.
Wait,
Wasn't it?
Emergency, emergency.
Oh, is that what it was? Ugh.
oh, you're merging.
Oh,
two-
I'm merging two
You're
stories.
merging two ER stories. for
Okay,
ER.
sorry.
That's all
I
right.
can
I
remember
remember,
chasing Carolyn all the time. I remember I
know.
was chasing her on a bike down there when she jumped out in Meridian and boom,
You got hit.
I hit by a car. And I didn't know what to do. I freaked. I went in knocking at the house at the door to these people I didn't know. And and I didn't know what to tell them. By the time I turned around, Mom was already over there covering over Carolyn.
Wow.
Well,
I know.
Took her to
I had-
sleep.
I left you guys and I was just getting home when we heard you could, at the house, you could hear the squeal of the tires. And Mom comes running out of the house. Where's Carolyn?
Oh my God. She knew it was you.
Well, I remember, okay, so I got hit. I'm going in the street and I look and there's a black car and then I blacked out and I remember like seeing the windshield right here. And then I blacked out and then I remember being on the ground and people had coats on me and they were looking down at me like this, like, those movies where, the camera goes down. So it's like all these people are like looking down at me and I'm like, let me up. And they're like, no, stay down. And then I see Mom running towards toward me, and she had her
Yeah,
apron on.
jetpack
And
on or something.
yeah, and just the look of anguish on her face was like, it was awful. But I only had a little scar on my knee, and I got a playhouse out of the deal too.
Yeah, and you got a JP Patches visit out of the deal too. How many people get a JP Patches visit?
Right.
That's right. I know. Yeah, did you hear that story, Jenny, about so JP Patches was making an appearance at Northgate shortly after that, and I had wanted to go. And so Mom, and was it one of the brothers? One of you guys? Steve?
The brother.
So she went over there and slipped a note to a policeman to give to JP. And the note was like, my daughter wanted to come. She's just got hit by a car. Can you come over and visit her? And here's our address. So they came home and she goes, oh, you might want to just look out the window for a while. And then JP drives down the road in his little Volkswagen Bug. And he was driving with his head out the top sunroof.
That's cute.
I remember
And,
Steve and I were sitting in front of the TV watching the show, and this Volkswagen pulls up in front of the house, which was unusual because Volkswagen for one, and we never get visitors like that. And I look out, and honest to God, my eyes I couldn't believe what my eyes were telling me, but it was JP Patches was getting out of that car and coming to our house. And
It was a real clown car.
we got one picture out of that whole deal, and I think it's all crumpled up.
yeah, I don't know where that is. It's a picture of him and me sitting
Yeah.
on the front porch.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I remember Cindy and Janet, some of the neighborhood kids came, and Cindy and Janet came, and he, I don't know, bonked Cindy on the nose. He said, close your eyes. And then he went and he pulled down Janet's pants, her shorts.
Hmm.
And that'll get you in trouble today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that today. That's for
I
sure.
wonder if it was the right JP Patches.
Maybe that's why she turned into an attorney.
Really? Domestic abuse.
Wait, Barb, where did you decide you're gonna go?
To Anthony's Seafood.
They have an Anthony's, where are you?
Anacortes.
Oh, they have one up there. Nice.
Called,
No, you're gonna drive back down to Edmonds, right?
Is it Anthony's or is it just
Santa
Tony?
Maria.
What?
Is it Anthony's or is it just Tony?
Anthony's at Cap Santa Maria. If you look it up, it's got the same Anthony's fish and logo and everything.
Ah,
Menu, prices.
Get the scallops.
Not a scallop, I'm gonna have clams. You guys are talking
Well,
about
that's-
clams.
That
Clam
sounds like a
chowder.
good place to be though for the Aurora Borealis sighting.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we see them tonight. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Is it clear outside? No clouds?
Perfectly clear.
Oh, wow.
You wouldn't believe it.
Like take some pictures.
Steve said
That's
he's
how
got-
you're supposed to see it, is on a
To
camera.
see it tonight? Oh, wow.
I just remember. it
Can you
being
not see it from your
really
house? Is that, or is it just darker?
Too much light garbage. What do they call it?
Oh,
light
light
good. Light
pollution.
pollution.
Pollution, yeah.
Light pollution, yeah.
Yeah.
Like garbage.
We didn't know it till last night. We start calling different hotels. Oh, we have a lot of light pollution here, but our hotel rooms are great.
All right, well, it's good to see you all. Love you.
Okay.
You too, Barb.
Bye.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Okay, there she goes.
Hey, so tomorrow is Frankie's birthday, Marion's granddog.
Are you having a party?
So, yeah, so we got him a little,
Oh, my
You're gonna
God.
get dressed up.
but it's reversible.
Oh, super dog.
I don't know if you saw the Daily Planet logo here.
Yeah.
Now you just need a phone booth.
But we also got him,
Oh, and happy birthday, Dad.
Aw.
Nice.
Is that a dog bone?
it is a dog bone. It's a happy birthday dog bone.
Well, how old is Frankie?
13. And in human years, that's 229, I think. You also got this.
Wow.
What is it, a diaper?
Yeah.
No, it goes around his neck too.
Oh, boy, he's gonna love all that.
I like
Yeah,
the donut.
it's his bib for his happy birthday dog bone.
Nice.
You guys, you grand dog parents just spoil the heck out of your grand dog.
Got to do what you got to do.
I gotta tell you, this bird that we got, Diane's been working, teaching him to learn new words and stuff. Well, I was sitting at my desk and we let him fly around once in a while, keep fans not going and the windows are shut. And I sat at my desk and he landed on my shoulder, which he does all the time. And I'm working away and all of a sudden out of the blue, I hear this, "What you doing?" It's clear as a
That's
bell.
awesome.
God, it was so funny.
And did you answer him?
I do when he does it.
I was shocked.
He does it to me while I'm working. And I look
That's
at
really
him,
fun.
and I'm like, I'm working.
That's great.
Parakeet off, bug off. Well, about a month ago, our cat, Carol let her out in the morning about 6:30. It was dark, and then she heard that she was in the kitchen. She heard this commotion, and she ran out there, and our cat was attacked by another cat. And she ran under the deck.
And she was very injured.
Yeah, she
Wow.
got bit several times. And so we didn't know if she was under there, but I was able to, she has a secret way in there. So I was able to stick my head in there and I saw her. And so we started trying to unscrew the boards, and most of the deck is so old, the screws were stripped. And so we got a couple of neighbors over who brought their crowbars and their drills and the whole thing, and sledgehammers and
No, they
stuff. And
snapped them.
because it's kind of Trex like, so it's plastic like. But we finally, got some holes in the deck so we could look and find out where she was. And we finally coaxed her out and took her to the, animal ER.
And she's okay now.
Yeah, she
Oh.
she has all these weird shave parts on her.
Yeah.
But
We have big holes in our deck.
yeah,
Did
What's that?
you see the other cat?
Yeah. I went out there and I interrupted it, and because we have coyotes in our neighborhood, and I didn't know if it was a coyote, but it was another cat. I think a coyote would have carried her off.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had I thought she'd broken her leg because she was dragging it, and so she's she went under the deck. I saw her go under the deck, and I'm like, oh God, because cats will just, when they're hurt, they just go hide. You know, they don't come out. So anyway, it was quite the day. The kitty, she spent the day at the kitty ER. Came home with all sorts of little drains and
Yeah,
things, but
little
she's doing
ports.
a lot better.
Oh,
But now we have 3 big holes in our deck.
So we just covered up with boards. We're gonna get a new deck next year anyway.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Where do those coyotes come from? You live around houses and stuff.
They're all over North Seattle.
Yeah, we don't know where their dens are, but they're all over.
Yeah, we see them
Really?
walking down the street.
Yeah, we just see them trotting down the street sometimes.
They like own the
Does the
neighborhood.
city do anything about them to try to get rid of them?
They have in the past, but there's some weird thing with coyotes, and I can't remember what it is. It's like, I can find out for you, but they've tried in the past, and something else has gone out of balance when they did that.
It was
Like
rabbit.
yeah, it's the rabbits, and then the rabbits come up, and then the coyotes come up too, and then when the rabbits go down, I don't know. It's weird. There's some balance. I remember reading about it, and they've tried to get rid of them, but they can't overcome something, and so
It's like
we
the
just-
wolves they put over in Yellowstone, you know, it kind of
Balance that.
balanced everything out again. But
The
Yeah,
what
the
did?
wolves.
The wolves, oh.
Yeah. Well, we had raccoon problem, but when the coyotes were in our neighborhood, our raccoon problem went away.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I rather deal with the coyotes than raccoons,
yeah,
especially when you had chickens.
yeah, right.
Well, that's
Well, can't
really
the coyotes
dangerous
get the
for
chickens?
kids, so.
Coyotes? We never had anything.
I
with
don't think they
kids.
attack the little kids.
I
Oh, they
mean,
don't?
I mean, not that we know of.
there's never been.
There's no missing kids in the neighborhood.
There's missing bunnies.
Rabbits,
Yeah, they go after the rabbits.
little dogs.
Yeah,
cats.
occasionally they go after cats and dogs. Not very often, but sometimes
Well, we've had neighbors who've lost cats.
cats. Yeah, but we haven't had anybody lose their child.
That's
People
good.
walking the
Yeah.
dogs, they have these big sticks around and they're little dogs you're walking around. I don't know if it's because you don't see dogs running around in our neighborhood, but we do have the coyotes.
Is
and,
that right? You guys have coyotes too?
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Javelinas too.
We're kind of backed up against this mountain where they live, I think, up on top.
Oh.
But-
Have there been any
Yes.
missing children in your neighborhood?
Hmm?
Have there ever been attacks on kids from
No, as
coyotes?
far as I know, I haven't, but I've seen people walk around with big sticks, walking their
Interesting.
dogs.
So,
We
Oh,
were-
with their
we were
dogs.
driving, we were going to work or something one day or somewhere. And we drove around the corner and up a block and here's this woman out in the sidewalk with a broom. She's trying to get this snake off of her sidewalk.
Into the street.
Yeah, it was
Big old rattler.
a rattlesnake. You know, that-
that's why I would never live in Arizona.
we did it with a broom.
That's too scary, Diane.
Just another day.
Because of women like that?
No, because of those snakes.
Well, it was like that field that Steve and Miriam were walking in. How you were taking the shortcut from the Fletcher gifts.
Yeah.
There's snakes in there.
We just have squirrels
Yeah.
We have squirrels and bunnies and coyotes.
And raccoons.
coyotes,
You're lucky you just have bunnies or
squirrels.
squirrels.
Yeah. I've seen one squirrel since I've been here.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Wow.
I was digging in the yard the other day and I found a walnut
Was that
in the
right?
ground.
We watched one berry in our backyard. We were sitting on the patio and it came over with the big walnut and it started digging and burying it right in the middle of the grass.
Oh
And
wow.
so after it left, we dug it up.
Aw.
And a couple
That's gonna
days
be all
later, it came
confused.
back and it was looking for it.
Aw.
It was just in a panic.
Aw.
Oh,
trying to
really?
find- And he went to the same spot. He knew where it was.
Huh.
But when they pulled up our trees in the front, we had 5 big elm trees. There must have been 1 million walnuts buried in the ground.
No
They-
kidding. That's
the
amazing.
guys that took out the trees, they said, where in the hell did all of these walnuts come from?
That's great.
But we used to watch the squirrels, the daycare would come to the window and just watch them bury nuts and whatever they had. you know, but it was just a mass of walnuts everywhere.
I'm surprised you didn't have little
Wow.
trees coming up,
Yeah.
walnut trees.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure who's putting them out now. We used to do peanuts, but these are great big walnuts that they can hardly even get in their mouth. But they bury them pretty deep. It's just, but to remember where they are is just kind of strange, you
How
know.
do they do that?
But we showed it. We took that nut away.
There's a really great video. Jenny, we can send you the link about this guy. I think he's an engineer
Oh,
with
yeah.
too much time on his hands. And the squirrel was getting into his bird feeder. And so he decided he was going to outsmart the squirrels. And he made an obstacle course.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Have you seen that? I love that video.
And the
They learn so
squirrels learned
quickly.
the sequence, didn't they?
Yeah, they outsmarted him. I mean, they learned everything that he put out there. It's a
Yeah.
great video.
Yeah.
Jenny will send it to you.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun. They showed a picture of a guy who opened up his truck and it was loaded with walnuts. And by the time he dug all the walnuts out, he had those big 5-gallon buckets. He had 10 or 20 of them just packed with, they were in the fenders, they were in the motor, they were in the
Oh,
back, they
wow.
were just everywhere. They'd been hidden.
Oh my God.
It was really funny.
He squirreled them away, didn't he?
Cute.
One time Diane was working out in the back in the yard and she moved one of the flower pots, and underneath the flower pot was this coiled up baby rattlesnake.
Oh my God.
And so it apparently was sleeping, you know. So I got a stick and I put it in a mason jar, put the lid on, and then I didn't know what to do with it. So I put it in the car, and I had to go to Scottsdale that day to do my measuring. So I took it up in the mountains up by Scottsdale and let it go.
Wow. That
And the only thing I was thinking about on the way over there is if I get in a wreck, I'm really screwed.
Do people get bitten by rattlesnakes a lot around where you are?
You don't, well,
We haven't heard of any.
I haven't heard, but I'm sure they do. I know
Tyler almost got bit.
Tyler was jogging and came across the snake going across and it curled up and scared him. And he heard the, you know, and he just kind of leaped, you know, but
wow.
most people, when they do running and stuff, they wear guards on their legs
Oh God.
Really?
for that reason,
Ooh.
especially certain times out of the year, you know.
Wow. It's dangerous down there.
When's rattlesnake
It
season?
depends where you go. Like where we live, it just so happens to be a lot of snakes in the northern end of Phoenix. But you get more into Phoenix, you're not going to get it. You know, it's more populated.
Then when we moved into this house, we found a scorpion that was on the side of the house.
Yeah.
And
So we spray.
yeah, we have service come out every 3 months, and
Yeah.
we haven't seen one since.
Ooh,
We're
jeez.
dealing with mosquitoes this year.
Oh.
That's why we're not outside
Oh wow.
fighting mosquitoes.
Hey,
It's
can't
been
even see
so
them,
wet.
little tiny things.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember those when we were there in Houston. Those little teeny little mosquitoes. You
Yeah.
didn't even know they were
Yeah.
there.
Can't
And
even-
until they
yeah,
bite
can't
you.
even- Yeah.
Yeah.
No seums.
But
No.
we didn't see any the years before, but I think it's because it's been so wet. We had a lot of rain this
Yeah, we
fall.
didn't, it's been, last summer was totally dry, so no mosquitoes. This year, we had a couple good rainstorms and the mosquitoes are everywhere.
Oh wow.
Well, Greg, you had some rattlesnake eggs, didn't you?
Oh,
Yes.
God, those are the most bang you can get for your buck.
You just did that trick on somebody
Yeah,
recently.
Rajan.
Rajan.
Yeah.
Jenny, do you know what happened?
No,
No.
she didn't know they were real, they're fake, you know.
So Tom,
We
Tom,
did.
you tell the story.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, you knew it from the beginning. I only knew it from the scare point.
What, you mean with Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Well, we were when we took Mom to see her hometown in Texas,
Mhm.
And
It's rattlesnake country. I mean, this is the place,
yeah, we
this
went
is the center of the rattlesnake.
at Brownwood is they had the rattlesnake roundup
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
So we
wow.
went to that, and Tom bought some rattlesnake eggs, and they're like in this little envelope. It says rattlesnake eggs on it, and so so we leave the roundup, and we all decide to go out for Mexican food that night. And so the restaurant's pretty full, and we're eating our food, and Tom goes, "Oh, Greg, I got you a present." And at the rattlesnake roundup today, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So he hands him this little envelope. It's like, "Oh, rattlesnake eggs, really?" And so he opens the envelope, and it's like this little wooden thing or cardboard thing with all of these rubber bands wound tight, and it exploded when Greg opened the envelope. It just went, and he screamed, and the whole restaurant went silent,
Oh my God.
except for us. We're just like laughing.
That's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Decades later, they get mileage out of that, Greg. Decades.
The most laughs you can get for $1.
Well, Tom, the merry prankster, needed to get something printed or something at, I don't know, my office, wherever my office was that time. And I said, he goes, "Can I, go in there?" And I'm like, "Okay, here's my key, but this is my only office key. Don't lose it, please." And he's like, don't worry. And he like puts it in his pocket. And I guess we're all the family had eaten at a restaurant. It was night, and we're walking out of the restaurant. I give him the key. Seconds later, I hear this clink, clink, clink on the grate, like a water grate, and he's like, "Oh shoot!" I'm like, "The key!" And he's like, "Oh, sorry." And I start yelling at him.
I showed Mom this penny.
Oh my God.
We dropped the penny and it goes on the grate perfectly. Bing, bing, plop. And I go, "Oh." Carolyn goes, "What?"
So Mom was in on that?
Oh, yeah.
Your mom. Prankster side.
I remember Greg one time, we were taking one of our 4-year trips down to California or something. And Greg would always, he was connected to this energy stuff. Whenever we went underneath the power lines, remember that, Greg? His hair went up or something happened, Anyway, we're on our trip. And we're all, we're all packed into the back of the station wagon. And lo and behold, Greg's sleeping, and up ahead are these power lines. So I'm gonna find out, if this is on the legit or not. So I'm watching Greg, and the closer we get to the power lines, and I'm watching them just sleeping like a little baby. Get underneath the power lines and go. So that was it. I gave up. I don't know what your secret was, but that is funny.
Jenny, I always love hearing the story of when we left Greg on your porch and what your reaction was.
Oh, that was the most wonderful 10 minutes of our lives.
You found out who it
Baby
was,
brother.
huh?
Can we keep
And we
it?
begged Mom not to call the police, and I don't think she knew who it was, because we didn't expect you. But we were so happy, and we just begged her, "Don't call the police, don't call the police," And so Pat and I ran around the house looking if there was anybody around so that we could keep him, And then you guys knocked on the door.
Well,
That was so exciting to find a
Yeah,
baby
here's
in
the
a
adoption
box.
papers.
Gosh, Barb, we helped her run away. Greg, we almost gave away.
It just went downhill after you.
You know, one of the most fun that Pat and I had with you, Carolyn, when
Oh,
you were
no.
little, we used to knock on your head and we'd say, "Who's that? Who's that?" You say, "Key line, key line."
Key line. Key line.
Time. "Who's that? Who's that?" Key line, key line.
That's cute.
I remember you guys used to put rags in my hair.
For curls, yes. We curled your hair.
But they put rags in.
That's how Mom used to get my ringlets and stuff, because I had long hair when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember?
I never watched how she did that though.
You didn't watch?
I didn't. I wish I had watched how she did that because I thought it was pretty cool. You know, but those are the old days.
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream are you eating, Steve?
Good.
Did you know somebody in Fort Worth, Steve, when you guys went down there?
Yes. So just a second, Jenny. It's our favorite ice cream, Greg. It's sea salt caramel truffle.
Ooh.
You get it at Fred Meyer, and it is.
It's really good. We usually only have like if we get down to 4 cartons, we got to go buy some more.
Well, that's what you guys bought for Mom's freezer.
Yes.
What's the brand?
It's a Kroger Premium.
Oh,
Yeah, Marion.
Somebody's coming back in.
oh,
Oh, they couldn't get into the restaurant.
No, they're probably at the restaurant. waiting.
yeah, they're showing off now.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody,
They're gonna show us their.
everybody pretend like they're talking, but there's nothing coming out.
Okay, so just ignore them. So anyway,
There she is.
oh, there's the caramel ice cream.
Sea salt. Ooh, that looks good.
It's great.
Oh.
It's phenomenal. It looks, yeah. Anyway.
Mom, didn't Mom tell you, if you didn't bring enough to share?
Oh, she brought enough to share with me.
Barb, that looks wonderful.
Hi, Barb.
Where's your audio?
Bye.
Oh,
Did she leave?
Yeah.
Ben.
Oh,
You didn't
so
say
Jenny,
anything.
we have friends that moved from up here to Fort Worth. They, yeah, I worked with him from almost day one at Boeing.
Oh.
And yeah, they moved down there a couple of years ago. They their daughter moved down there years ago to go to Texas Christian University, and she planned on just staying down there, getting a job as a nurse. And they had a son that took his own life in his senior year in high school.
Oh.
So they didn't see any reason to stay up here, so they moved down to Fort Worth to be around their daughter. And they've been down there for a couple of years and nobody's gone down to visit them. So what the heck? We thought, let's take the train and go down and see them. So I did get a picture of Mom's, where Mom lived, I believe, but it's all condos. I didn't send that to you, but I need to do that.
Did you have her?
I think you did send it. Yeah, there was a highway or something.
Okay, yeah, that was about all we could see.
Yeah, that's why, it was almost 100 years ago.
Right.
I guess I didn't expect it to still be there, but maybe sometimes they're still there, it's worth looking for.
Yeah.
But I thank you for doing that.
Sure.
That's a
No,
bring
that
that
was
up back.
fun to go chase that down. So Yeah, we had a great time on the train for 2 days. And unfortunately, it was a 3-day
Nice.
trip.
It got
Unfortunately,
old
what?
pretty fast.
What's that?
Did it get old pretty fast?
Well, 2 days were great. And but that third day was just it was old. The day was old.
Hey, I got a question. Does anybody know anything about Bitcoin?
What do you need to know?
What is it?
Yeah, how do you do it?
Or I'm just scared because
Diane made
Like,
six
you go,
bucks on it today. She didn't know what she was doing.
I don't know, just plain. It's like barbing or gambling. Why not?
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible technology.
I don't understand it because I'm so used to the paper stocks.
Yeah, we don't know
you
how
know?
it gets its value unless it's like a stock certificate or something.
You know, how does it work? It's just all imaginary from what I understand.
No, it's not. Think of your credit card, right? You use a credit card. It's the same idea. It's all digital.
Hmm.
Yeah, but how does the money fluctuate up and down just by the amount of people who want to buy this Bitcoin?
Demand, supply.
Talking about the future money of the world. You know, I don't know.
And how is one Bitcoin better than another one?
Well, how is $1 better than another dollar?
You mean a different country?
I don't like it.
Well, that's the beauty of Bitcoin. There is no fiat currency. There is no control of what a dollar is, or what a won is, or what a yen is, or what a Deutschmark is. There's no central control,
That's
which
kind of
makes
scary.
no, it's not scary. It's actually it's the highest trustworthy thing that you could possibly imagine.
Well, I heard if you initially bought one Bitcoin, it's worth $63,000 now.
No, that's Amazon stock.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Probably is right in there. Well, my friend's son heard, well, there was a bulletin about Mana crypto or whatever, and that Facebook is going to start using it for currency for buying in their market.
It's actually it's not Bitcoin per se that they're focusing on. It's actually the DeFi market. It's the finance side.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is not the finance side. Bitcoin is
Right.
just
It's
a
just
store
the base.
value
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. But the Ethereum network is much more labeled into the financial network, and there are hundreds of thousands of projects associated with getting the DeFi network into the system.
Interesting. Interesting.
So if you've heard of Ethereum, Ethereum is actually going to do some very special things in the next
You think Ethereum is going to be something you're going to hear more of?
Most definitely. Ethereum is actually going to be the platform for the financial space that we all know today.
How long do we have?
Till the end of the world.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Is this for like after we're dead?
No, I think that within 3 to 5 years, banks are going to start getting involved because the governance is going to allow that. But right now, the DeFi network is actually outperforming traditional banks at a tremendous volume.
Outperforming.
Traditional banks.
Is it investments?
They
or-
are investments, yeah, but they're kind of an unregulated investment.
So they're outperforming what the banks pay on their CDs and things?
By billions percent.
Yeah, crypto billions.
Well, you can trade any crypto into fiat. So
What I don't understand is how do they get their value though? It's like a Ponzi scheme or something.
well, think of the dollar and think of how the dollar is actually a Ponzi scheme, right? I mean, it really is. It's a matter of trust.
Yeah, that's true. Since they took it off the gold, yeah, okay, that's very true.
So the thing about fiat and the way that companies are set up today, if you can think of the old days when we had a pickup telephone, that kind of thing, versus our phones that we're using today.
Landlines.
Yeah, landlines. That's like the analog days, right? So those are the old days. And then we came to the digital age and it became, everybody used it more, right? But think of dollars and think of the digital age as being, and kind of think of it this way. So, you know how many hacks companies receive these days and how many times you get in your email, oh, your privacy has been compromised?
Mm-hmm.
That's because everything is centralized. It is a company managing your data. This company, this company, this company. So millions and millions of companies wherever you do any transaction. So anybody from Eastern Europe or China or wherever they do these things, they can go to that single company and get your data because they know how to do it. But the blockchain is 100% secure. Nobody has ever hacked blockchain.
That's why they use Bitcoin for ransom, because it can't be tracked.
Yeah.
And the government can't tax it apparently.
Not right now.
Not yet, huh?
Not yet, but they will eventually, I would think.
It's like a kind of having your money in a Swiss bank account almost, isn't it right now?
Kind of.
So this kind of untraceable.
Well, it is untraceable. Yeah.
But I
And
mean,
that's where
they have your ID.
Who does?
If you buy a Bitcoin or something, then they want.
Who has your ID?
Who have my ID?
Who do you buy it from?
Driver's license.
Oh, no, it's just.
So the brokerage place has your ID, I guess.
Yeah, well, sure, they can do that.
Mhm.
But
So,
from
Greg,
that
you
point,
mean-
you can transfer it to wherever you want to transfer it to.
Oh, really?
Because I see Ethereum in here, ETH, and then I see Ethereum too. What's that?
Yeah, you don't want Ethereum too. That's classic.
Huh. But you think that's the one of the future?
It is definitely the one. Well,
It's one that you put money into.
it's the second level in the most highly valued in terms of market value.
What about that one I called Dog something or Doge?
Doge, yeah. What is it? What's his name? Tesla's
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah, he's got a bunch of money into that. He wants to promote that one, but I think that's just what you call a shitcoin, personally.
I don't know what the difference is between Shitcoin and something that's really going somewhere.
Shitcoin.
Bitcoin. I like it. Oh my gosh.
It takes a lot of research.
Yeah.
Can you give us the Reader's Digest of Vince?
So,
Because I don't know.
Bitcoin is king.
so
Okay.
here's your graph on that one you were talking about. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of has been going, that's 1 year.
Yeah.
So, but you know nothing about that manna.
About what?
Manna?
You mean the Facebook thing?
Yeah,
Uh,
no, okay.
yeah, Facebook's a company. They're going to try to find a way to decentralize it. They can, yeah.
Oh, is that
I
why they
wouldn't-
renamed it Meta?
Yeah, they're working towards the crypto.
Uh,
Oh, well.
It's this one here. Huh. Well, we were with some friends today, we were
Carolyn,
talking about
Jenny,
it.
how you guys doing?
So let's
Anyway,
talk.
I've got this recorded. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and what do you call it? I'm getting tired, by the way. I'll,
Upload, download.
I'll do the work behind the scenes and I'll get it up on YouTube and I'll send the link out.
Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see that one you have, Carolyn.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and send out, I'll send 2 emails. One will be Mom's memorial and the other one will be Mom and Dad cartwheels. How about that for the subject line? And I know you can do the YouTube memorial service, but let me know, each of you, if you can open the other one.
Yeah.
The car-
Yeah, I wanted to bring up too, before I forget, I'm working on that headstone for Mom, and I'm I try and get these ideas, and then I don't know, it's just I might have to get some outside help from one of these places that do this kind of thing, and just add some ideas and stuff to make it come together, because some of these ideas I come up with, I think that'd be great, and then I work out the details, and then I think, well, that's gonna be a little crowded. And so anyway, I'm working on it, but it's I'm just not there yet.
Well, Tom, when you did Dad's, it was really simple. The lines were simple because there was like the canyons, and then with the rays.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
know, and that came right into my head, and boom.
Yeah, and I don't want this to be hard for you. I think sometimes a person can overthink things because you want this to be absolutely perfect.
Well,
and,
yeah.
And I get it. And Mom, she loved those Concord grapes in the back, and she'd always make us, jams and juice and things like that. And I just think it'd be pretty to do, some little, grapes and grapevines and and the information on her headstone. And you don't want it, to be too busy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want it balanced, and I want it not busy. I wanted to say everything.
Yeah, you don't want to have the photo or the picture overshadow, what her name is.
Right.
You want it to be a subtle, like, oh, that's really cool.
Right.
So, sometimes just like rip everything up, do your sketch, send it out, because I think that, less is more.
Yeah.
And you know what, Tom, if you don't want to do this, if it's too hard, or too stressful.
Well, it's not that at all. It's just, it's not coming to me as fast,
Mm-hmm.
to get the thing to connect the dots and gel up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take a month off?
Well, I mean, these things come to me in bits and pieces, So.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought, point that out. I'm still, working on it. It's just a little slower than I have been.
Sometimes it's hard to be creative under pressure.
Well, I mean, I know you guys want to get it done, but
Yeah, hurry up.
What are you doing later tonight?
Yeah, what are you doing on this call
You
right
know
now?
what time it is? 9 o'clock. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
I know, we actually need to get off this thing. So I just received, you can't see it. It's a coyote sighting.
Where?
Woo! In your neighborhood,
Yeah,
off your neighborhood watch.
yeah.
Throw some ducks or something out there.
Little white duck doing what he oughter.
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack.
And with that, I think we should end this call.
All right. Well, I'll send out info for the turkey trot then, and then whoever wants to come. And I guess Jenny will just take Christmas as it comes and, see how the COVID thing's
Yeah.
turning around.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
And don't forget about the little green frog, the little black bug, and the little red snake.
That's right.
Yeah, and I can sing the whole thing,
On the lily pad. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the little green frog lived.
All right. We're out of here.
Okay, thank
You
you
guys got
for,
any Christmas list?
Happy
Oh, yeah.
birthday, Mom.
happy birthday. Let's sing happy
Birthday,
birthday.
Mama.
Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mom. Happy birthday to you.
Bye-bye.
Right, thanks,
See you
Greg.
guys.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Aurora Borealis.
Night, everybody.